Good morning. It is Monday, April the 6th, 2026. We hope everyone had a wonderful Easter weekend. Beautiful weekend for our family. I thought the pink shirt here was appropriate for Easter. So, all good stuff. Just a wonderful Easter. I've been receiving a lot of questions, like updates. If Patrick in our office here, yeah, he and his wife Victoria, obviously expecting their new addition any day now. I haven't spoken with Patrick yet this morning, but I did. We exchanged some Happy Easter text yesterday morning. So as of like I don't know, 20 hours ago, that there was no baby yet, right? That's the only update I can provide. But yeah, obviously any day now. So we're excited for them, and I know they have been appreciating all the prayers headed their way. So that looks good. Okay, quickly, just looking at Iran, everything going on there. Yeah, it's a new headline every day. The conflict is ending, then it's not, then it is. We have, I don't know. With that being said, just looking at what markets are telling us. All right, so you saw U.S. equity markets do really well last week, so up about 3%. I received a good question from someone like, hey, like how are equity markets? How did they rebound so much last week, even with the price of oil, like even the crude. You're going up to $110 a barrel, okay? And just an important thing to point out that I haven't in previous videos, but you can look at the oil market. Like, so if you turn on the TV, you're going to see the price of oil on there, and that's going to be like the spot price, like what oil's trading for, like at that any given time. But similar to like treasury markets and CDs and things, there's also like a futures, like a curve, where it shows like what oil is being priced at like into the future. All right, and so while it's true, you see oil at $110 a barrel. If you look at the futures markets, at least as of now, the futures curve, really most market participants are expecting oil to be back down around 70 later this year. Okay, so if that ends up not happening, right? So if oil remains elevated, like that's going to create some problems that the market's not pricing in at this time. But with that being said, like that's why a week like last week you can have some really strong rallies, just thinking that things may be de-escalating in Iran soon. Which is why, like the further out on the curve in oil markets, you see the prices there remained contained for now. So besides that, I also just wanted to mention, there's some whispers coming in that some of these big names, SpaceX, OpenAI, and Anthropic, may be going public soon. All right, so we'll see. And gosh, I mean, I could talk about this for a while, but these are some really interesting companies, right? But they're going to come in at some really high valuations. So some really high valuations. All right. So just want to point out, like historically, IPOs, like when shares become public, it tends to be a really bad investment. Okay, just like so what you have this, the first day pop, right? So shares get listed, and you turn on CNBC or Fox Business and you see, oh yeah, this is up 40-50%, and that's from like the IPO price. So like that pop, like you as a secondary market investor, like you don't participate in those gains. And then the problem is, like, from that pop, like from that first day going forward, like the data is just crystal clear. And it's one of those things. I would encourage any of you just to do your own research, because there's a lot of it. It's often referred to as the new issue puzzle, like why IPOs perform so poorly the first handful of years after they become public. And I could give you a long list of reasons why, but from the original, the founders and the shareholders, like there's a reason they're going public, right? They think that the shares are valued high enough to warrant that exit to get out. But really it comes down to, like, I would argue, we talk about this a lot, but like, again, the price you pay really matters in markets, right? And so just to give you some perspective, because I just looking at SpaceX, because this is going to be like the biggest one, the mega IPO. So what I read currently, the valuation it looks like it's going to come out with is 1.75 trillion. All right, so it's going to come out with a 1.75 trillion valuation, meaning the shares are going to be trading at a price to sales ratio of over 100 times. Over 100 times sales is the valuation that the IPO is. Apparently that's the demand for it, 100x. All right, so to give you some context, currently in the S&P 500, the individual stock that currently has the highest multiple in terms of a price to sales is Palantir, which trades at 73 times. All right, so 73 times. And the average stock just in the S&P 500 as a whole is 3.1 times sales. All right, so the average company in the S&P 500, 3.1 times sales. Palantir's at 73x. Apparently SpaceX is coming out north of 100x. All right, so it's just the price you pay matters. Not to say, who knows, maybe this will be an anomaly and it'll run, but that's a really high price, and they're gonna have to be over time some fundamentals that really catch up to justify that kind of multiple. So we'll see. That's what makes markets, and gosh, it'll be fascinating. All three of those will just be fascinating to watch. SpaceX, OpenAI, and Anthropic. So with that being said, questions, comments, concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to our team. And we hope you have a great week. Talk to you soon.